living.
Hey! I love music, y'all.
Under the pressures of your life and it tough.
Just feel it.
No stay down, mama, time to get up. No matter with the down, full style, strictly up, full vibe. I pick it up when the bills, them, the rent and the mortgage due. Yeah. When me chalice, when your best friends are gone and it's only you. Yeah. Like up a split turn up the music, camping sweet. Everybody wanna feel like free.
Hey.
Forget your troubles and you rock with me. You know feel a reggae music sweet.
Yes, y'all. I cannot wait till my Facebook is back on so that I can go live and we can jam out, because y'all know it's like a concert. It's like a high vibe concert when I go live. But hello, beautiful souls. Peace to the gods and the goddesses. I wanted to just start off with some music because I love music. I'm an artist. Most of us Anunnaki descendants are. And I just wanted to bring some good ass vibes to y'all. Just good ass vibes. Because we're rising. And a part of us rising is knowing our gifts and knowing our triggers and knowing when we are healing and knowing who we are as empathic people, as spiritually gifted higher dimensional people. So this is a very, very, very important video because this is something that a lot of us, many of us are not aware of. And, awareness is the key to life, and lack of awareness is the key to your destruction, to self-destruction. And many of us are empathic people, I totally recommend y'all getting the book, The Melanated Empath. And just really, really studying on empaths and what it means to be an empath. Because many of us are empathic. We are higher dimensional. We are highly gifted individuals, and we are different. Okay. A lot of us incarnated from different star systems, and we carry a different vibration, and we're, like I said, we're extremely gifted. And if you don't know how to channel those gifts and how to align yourself with your truth, you will either go to one or the other extreme. You either become a narcissist or you become the narcissist supply. And most empaths that have not tapped into their gifts and that are not healing actively become the narcissistic supply. They become the person that is abused. They're usually the victims. All right. So I'm using this carbonation stuff as an example of this because they are really, really, really showing the toxicity and the dysfunction within the melanated community. They're playing it out. They're literally playing out the collective toxicity through their lives. And what we see is, this man, he's pretty much pimping these people out of their sanity. He's pimping these people out of their money. He's pimping these people out of their power. He's pimping these people out of their dignity. And most of the people that are there, okay, are empathic people. Most of them are gifted individuals. Most of them are very, very highly dimensional people, So, and the reason why they flocked to this man is because they understood the message that he was saying. The message that he says is he be giving that truth. He does. He says he has higher dimensional knowledge. He tells the Hermetic principles. He speaks about the Kabbalion. He tells about the, secrets of the universe. But he uses that as a means to get the power from these people. He is a narcissist. And he's also empathic. He reads energy. He's a channeler. He reads energy. That's how he's able to know what people's inner, their true inner feelings. He knows people's true subconscious thoughts, and he says it and he projects it out. So that's why they call him the Messiah and shit. But it's really, he's just an empath. He's just a higher dimensional, he's higher dimensional, but he's operating on a low vibrational field, and as a narcissist, because he's been hurt. Remember, narcissists are just empathic people that have faced a lot of trauma and that have clocked out, and they have allowed those inner demons to take over, and they pretty much become narcissists, and they attract people that they can use to suck out there and to drain them of their life force. And most of the people they attract are empaths as well. Okay, so this is a message for the empaths. Okay, it is vital. It's vital that everybody heals, no matter what fucking gifts you have. But if you are an empath, you need to be getting to the root of your trauma, and you need to be actively participating in your healing. Okay, because we feel on a different level. Empaths feel everything. We feel everything. We read, we feel, we're hypersensitive individuals. We absorb and process information differently. You know, we're very, very observant. Many of us are we have a lot of different talents, very, very creative, you know, so, and a lot of us struggle with boundaries and balance. Empaths have a huge, huge struggle with boundaries and balance. You either become a people pleaser and you can't say no, or you're out of balance and you don't, and both are, it's all out of balance. Not being able to say no and not having boundaries, that's because you aren't balanced. You aren't in alignment with your true essence, with yourself. Okay, so empaths must learn how to establish boundaries, internal boundaries, energetic boundaries, and boundaries with other people, the people around us. Okay, we must learn how to channel these gifts and channel our power and channel this energy, and know when to allow ourselves to entertain what we're feeling. Okay, everything does not need to be entertained. Every feeling that you feel does not need to be entertained. For instance, let's say somebody comes to you and they need something from you, and you're an empath and you're like, oh, I feel so bad. Oh my gosh, I really want to help them, but I don't have it. I don't have the energy myself. I don't have the resources myself. I would give my last. I still got this bill to pay. I still got this to do, but I can't say no because I feel what they feel, and I'm so sensitive. That's no. You have to have those boundaries. Yes, I am an empath. Yes, this person is coming to me with a need. Yes, I feel them and I empathize with them. However, because I have boundaries, because I've learned to love myself, because I've healed myself from my trauma, so now I don't feel like I have to react to my trauma and say yes to everything to prove something to people, or to, make them feel better, which in return makes me feel better about myself because I'm trying to fill a void. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to do that. I can say no, and no is a complete sentence, and it's okay. And by me saying no, and by me establishing these boundaries, not only am I protecting myself, but I'm also teaching them, because we teach people how to handle us. We teach people how to treat us. Everybody is learning. Okay? Everybody in our awareness is learning what it is that we allow. Everybody does what we allow them to do. We are their teachers, and we set the standard for how people are going to handle us. And if you are an empathic person and you are an empath, it is vital that you heal, so that the way that the lessons that you're teaching people and the way that you're teaching people how to handle you is one of balance, is one of boundaries, is one of self-love, is one of self-respect, it's one of self-honor. Okay? This is very, 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 very important, because this is what happens. You see that Nana G out there getting her ass beat, then beating up on all the women and shit, and just lost her sanity. She is an empath. She is an empath. She is a highly gifted individual. But because she has not worked through her trauma, she's now become the supply to a narcissist. And that narcissist is an empath, and he knows how to channel and feel energy. And he just uses that against his supply, against his victims. We must understand this as a people and as empaths. And most of us melanated beings, we are empaths naturally. Most of us are, not all, but a lot of us are. Okay, we are not like everybody else. This is why we carry a different level of soul. We feel on a different level, and it's seen and expressed in everything. In music and how we play, sports, in everything. We have so much passion. We are a naturally compassionate people. Naturally, it's our nature. It's our nature to feel. It's our nature to have soul. It's our nature to connect. It's our nature to feel what everybody else around us is feeling. It's just in our nature. This is why we're also a family-oriented people and a tribal people. This is why, because we are empathic. We are empathic. And this is why we have faced the most trauma as a people and continue to perpetuate it. It's because we're empaths, and we're not self-aware. We're not healing. And now what we are doing is we either are narcissists or we are the victims, narcissistic supply. Okay. And until you go down the middle path and you find that balance and you heal and you stop reacting to your trauma. See, before you heal, prior to healing, everything you do is a reaction to trauma. Everything. Okay. For instance, let's say as a kid, most of us empaths as children, we just spoke what we felt. You understand? Like, it'd be like, oh, I don't like that, and we talk. Okay. We say what we feel, and what we feel is right because we're empaths. And then your parent slaps you in the face or tells you, shut up. You're not staying in a kid's place. Shut your mouth. Your words don't matter. So from that, you took that and you learned that program was put into your subconscious mind, and you learned, okay, let me shut up. My words get me in trouble. When I speak my truth and say what I truly feel, it gets me in trouble. So you grow up with throat chakra blockages, and then you get into relationships and you attract friendships, and people come to you and they use you and they abuse you, and you don't speak up and say your natural truth because as a child, you were told to shut the fuck up. Okay, so now you react and you live based on your trauma, based on your wounds. So you're an empathic person, but you can't speak up for yourself. So because we teach people how to handle us and we teach people how to treat us, people take that and they misuse and abuse that. And they take your kindness for weakness. And this is how they use you. And this is how you end up being this people pleaser. And you can't say no. And you're left out to dry. And nobody's reciprocating what it is that you give out. And it's all you. Okay? So what you must do is you must realize, okay, I'm an empathic person. I am different. I feel on a different level. I'm very, very sensitive to other people's feelings. I'm sensitive to my own feelings. I know this about myself. I know that I care. And I also know that there's a lot of people out here that don't know how to properly, appreciate the kindness in people. Human nature is to take and get and use as much as you can without any cost, at the least amount of cost and the least amount of energy. Let me get as much as I can get out of this person with the least amount of having to exert a bunch of energy. Okay, that's just human nature. So because of that, people can use you. People can abuse you. So you must be aware of who you are. And empaths, we must love ourselves so much. Our self-love needs to be like on 10, 100 million, 1,000, because we have such big hearts. And because we have such big hearts, we can open it up to the wrong people, and they take advantage and they use and abuse. We must understand this. You must overstand this. And this is what we see playing out, you know, with this carbonation people. It's very, very, very disturbing, and it's very, very, very sad. And you know, that's what it is. It's a bunch of gifted people, and this is what happens when you don't recognize your gifts, and when you don't love yourself, and when you don't know yourself, when you're not aware of yourself. Anything and anybody can come in and just take from you and just use you and abuse you, and you'll think it's okay because you're an empath and you're a highly sensitive person and you feel what everybody else feels. No. Another thing that we do is as empaths is we struggle with saying no because we feel what the person feels. Like, we feel them being disappointed. We feel people, you know, like when they say, oh, please help me, I'm broke, I don't have any money. We feel that. We feel it on a deeper level. So it's like, oh no, you know, I can't say no because, you know, I feel them being broke. I feel them not having money. You know what I'm saying? So you have to have balance. You have to have balance. What if they do have money? Or what if they're just irresponsible with their money? Then now you're being the enabler. You're being the enabler. You're not teaching them anything. They're not learning anything. They're not getting better because you're enabling them. Okay? This is very, very important. I'm telling you, like, this is why we have so many, we're on a planet filled with a bunch of narcissists or a bunch of victims. Literally. Because so many people are out of balance, and it's empaths. It's a lot of us empaths out here that are just not knowing how to channel and knowing how to properly use and exert our energy, and knowing where to use and exert our energy, because everything and everybody is not worthy of our energy. Everything and everyone is not worthy of our energy. Everyone and everything does not have the capacity to hold and handle our energy and to handle our hearts. And you have to realize that. We are very, very special beings. Very special. Very, very different. Very otherworldly. Very powerful. We're so powerful. And a big part of our power is our ability to feel what other people feel. But if you don't know how to properly channel that energy, you either become super, super jaded, which makes you into a narcissist, or like I said, you become the victim. And then your gift becomes your burden. And it's no longer a gift, and it's no longer something that you can use for your benefit and for the other person's edification. Okay? So take heed. Take heed. You know, no more attracting narcissists. If you are an empath and you attract a bunch of narcissists, like all your relationships you end up with narcissistic people, it's because you're not channeling your gift correctly, and you're not going back to the trauma. You're now reacting off of your trauma. You stay in those abusive relationships. You continue to attract abusive, narcissistic, controlling partners because you're a codependent. Okay? Because you don't know how to channel and use your gift correctly. And you're not teaching people how to handle you correctly because you don't even know how to handle you. And that's a response of trauma. Most empaths have really felt alone, like alone, very, very alone. Like, you can be in a room filled with people and still just feel so alone and out of place and misunderstood. You know, a lot of us have gone through that, just feeling out of place and just super misunderstood and like, what the fuck? Like, I don't belong here because these people do not get me, even with our own family, you know? We feel that with our own family. And this is how a lot of empathic people end up getting into cults and shit. A lot of gifted empathic people end up getting into cults and getting into these relationships that are just so toxic. And it's because, you know, that inner child shit and just always feeling like you don't belong, or like people are just don't see things the way you see things. Most empaths are the black sheep of the family. Okay? And that's why. It's because you're an empath and because you're highly gifted and you're a highly sensitive individual. But if you don't know this about yourself, when you're unaware of it, you keep attracting these narcissists because you're trying to fill that void, and you're trying to feel that void of being wanted, and feel that void of being understood, and feeling that void of being enough. Okay, like feeling like you're enough. So you stay in these abusive relationships. You continue to attract these abusive partners and these abusive narcissistic friendships and things. And you subject yourself to this position of being underneath and being just docile and just inferior. But really, you're super, super, super powerful. You just have to learn how to channel and balance yourself and heal yourself. Heal. I am a HSP and I'm a Hayoka empath. That's one of the strongest and highest empaths to walk this planet. So that's what makes me a HSP, highly, highly sensitive person. I'm extremely empathic and I can feel everything. I can feel your thoughts. I can feel your subconscious. I can feel everything. And this is why I'm very effective at what I do with my work, because I feel, But when I was out of balance, I would attract a lot of people into my life that would use me. They would use that gift against me. Because I felt so deeply and because I was a highly sensitive person, I would just open myself up to everybody who wasn't really capable of handling me. And it was because I wanted to fill that void, and I wanted to, feel like I'm enough for them, and that I'm a good enough friend, I'm a good enough wife, I'm a good enough girlfriend, I'm a good enough daughter, I'm a good enough sister, and I'm making them feel good. But I would be damaging myself. Now, the way that I operate and now the way that I flow is from a place of self-love and self-honoring. If it does not honor me, if it does not honor my highest good, if it is not aligned with my heart, I don't do it. And I don't care what I pick up from what they're feeling. I don't do it because I have those boundaries and that balance in place. And now people respect that. People honor that. People will not walk all over me at all. Are you kidding me? The fuck? Please. And it's because I teach people a new lesson through how I handle myself. You are the standard in which people will handle you. You are. So heal and wake up and get aligned with yourself and use your empathic gifts and your power to work for you, not against you. Okay? Peace, love, and light to you. If you would like to know how to begin to balance these things out and how to heal from your trauma, go to releasingtorise.com, scroll down, okay, and go to the existing client discount session for this week, the first 2 weeks of October. All the newcomers that come into the sessions, you will get to start off with the existing client discount cost, okay? So you'll be able to have your first session at the existing client discount cost, and we will work on those deep inner wounds, those deep inner blocks that are inhibiting you from flowing from a place of balance and boundaries, all right? Or you can email me at releasingtorise@gmail.com. All right, y'all. I'm sending y'all peace, love, light, balance, and boundaries, baby. Balance and boundaries. That's the Empath's code. Bye.